Good. Now, what I'm going to do is the important part. If I go to this application, select this, come over here, I click OK. This is a list box. Okay, I am putting just only one checkpoint. I'm going to show a verification point. Some tools call checkpoint. This tool calls it as a verification point. I'm going to do a verification point on the list box. My intention is this list box must contain 3 items. That's my intention. And I want to check the width height of this list box and its enabled status also, whether it is enabled or disabled. And then I'm going to check what is the content of the list box also. So I'm going to check some properties of this list box. At the same time, I'm going to check the content of this list box also. Let us do this verification point. Okay. Hold on a second. Only when you do verification point, okay, you will have a result pass or fail. Till then, everything will say done. That means it is executing. That's all. We have not decided with respect to an expected result. So you cannot say pass or fail unless you give expected result. So it is up to you to use either messages or verification points. Now, coming to this place, after user logged in, okay, before the user goes and then enters all these information, I want to check. Now I want to say, give a comment, check the card type list box properties. I'm giving a comment. Then after that, I'm going to say, check the content or data of the card type list box. So I'm going to have 2 checkpoints. One important thing in rational functional tester checkpoint is if you want to do a checkpoint of this object, you need to bring this window. If this window is not there, only if this window is there, you cannot do a checkpoint. So what you need to do is first bring that window, make it up and running, make it into display, then position your cursor. Where do you want to put the checkpoint? Position the cursor, give a comment. All you need to do is, there's a simple thing. Don't click record. There is something called record. Insert recording into active functional script. That means if you click this one, this will record a new script. Whereas if you click this one, it will try to record within an existing script. So click, position the cursor, click over here, this window will appear. Again, we are not going to record. We are going to insert a verification point. Very simple. What you need to do is insert verification point. You click this. There is an icon over here. Insert verification point. It opens up a wizard. It says a hand symbol. It says take this hand symbol, show me for which object you want to do verification point. I drag and drop. It highlights that. I drop it. Then it says, do you want to perform data verification point or do you want to perform properties verification point? Okay, I'm saying perform properties verification point. Next, you need to give a name. Suppose I say verification point 1. You have to give a name. Then it gives, if the verification point fails, what should I do? I'm going to say maximum try for 5 seconds, retry every 1 second. That means if the expected results do not meet the actual results, it will wait 1 second, it will check again. Doesn't meet again? No. Okay. Wait 1 second, check again. So it will wait till 5 seconds, checking again and again. The reason is many times the UI may take some time to refresh. So you give some time for the verification point. When you click next, this is an important part. What do you want to check? It shows all the properties of this box. Okay. What do you want to check? I'm saying I want to check the first thing, component count. Oh, sorry. How many items are there, right? How many items are there? There is an item count. Let me say item count. Item count is a better, I'll simply say component count is not there. Item count. Item count, I am expecting, if you want to change this, you check the property you want to check, you can give the expected result here. Now I want to say the height. I want to check the height. The height of the button. I am saying it is taking from the screen. Now I'm saying height of the button I am expecting 25 pixels. Okay. And I'm expecting the width of the button to be 94 pixels. That's fine. Let us leave it that way. And one more thing I'm going to say, there is a property called enabled. Yes. Enabled equal to true means this box must be enabled. It should not be disabled. So I'm checking 4 properties. Enabled property to be true, item count property to have value 3, height to be 25, width to be 94. I click finish. Then I want to have one more checkpoint for the same thing. I click here. I drag and drop the same on it. This time I want to perform a data verification point because it has data in it. When I click next, I want to choose list elements. It knows it's a list box. I'm saying I want to verify the list elements. I'm saying this is verification point 2. You give the retry parameters 5 and 1 and click next. It is now showing the expected values over here. Okay. It must have Visa, it must have Amex, it must have MasterCard. Now I'm going to say, it should say, let me give a card, what card I can say? BOB, okay. I am expecting Visa, Amex and BOB. My expected result is this. Count is 3, that is fine, but I am expecting Visa, Amex and BOB. Now I click finish. Now you say stop. The moment you do that, you come back here. It creates the script. It creates the script card type dot perform test verification point 1 VP. It attaches its own VP part of it. VP stands for verification point. You need to give a name VP1, VP2. I'm doing one test. I'm doing another test. Basically, this I will cut and paste here. Okay, cut and paste over there because this is properties verification point. This is content verification point. Now, on the right hand side, you see the VP and VP2. Okay, today you gave some expected results. If you want to alter, just double click. It will open up this window. You can change the results, not an issue. So you can change from here, but data pool will come here. Verification point will come here. UI objects will come here. Projects and scripts will come here. Script will come here, data pool will appear. So it is like a single window where you can manage everything. Having said all these things, now I am going to run the script. When you run the script, this is another important thing. When you run, you need to bring back the application to the same base state. So I am bringing it to the same base state. Now I am running it. Just one iteration. A few checkpoints will pass, a few checkpoints will fail. I'll show you the passes and failures. It is now verifying that. It shows on the right hand side, you could see the verification points are being executed. Once it finishes, it will open up the results window. From the results window, you could see passes and failures. Let the run finish. Done. The script is done. Now it is showing the results. To show the results, to see the individual results, what you need to do is go to the events. You need to go to the events. If you go to the events, it shows here something like that, right? RFT verification point VP1, RFT verification point VP2, and you could see a red symbol. That means it's failed. It's a failure. I want to know what exactly failed. Then you need to select that verification point, click compare. If you click compare, it opens up a bigger window. Here you could see this particular property. It is in red, right? Height property. This is expected value is 25 pixels. Actual value was 22 pixels, so it's a failure. Item count property, you expected 3, actual was 3, so it was not in red. Same way, enabled property, because it is checked over here, true and true, so it is passing. Width, you expected 24, actual was 24. So out of 4 properties you checked, 1 property failed, because 22 and 25 are not the same. So this verification point failed. Now the second verification point also failed. How? Click that, compare, it will load the window. Inside the window it says your expected value is Visa, American Express and Bob. Actual value is this row is fine, this row is fine, but the third row, the third list item, you expected BOB, what came out is MasterCard. So actual is MasterCard, expected was Bob, so it's a failure. So every single verification point, it may pass. If it is passing for everything, it will show in green. I'll do one thing. I'll go here. I'll go to the verification point 1. Purposefully, I will make sure that this is failing. This height, let me give 22. I'm expecting only 22. Now, because I know what it is, I save that. Let me run it once again. See what happens. This time, the first verification point will pass and it will show in green. The second verification point will fail and it will show in red. Let us wait a few seconds. So you can take any tool, recording, replaying, writing some loops, if conditions, variables, data-driven test, verification point, logical name of objects, renaming, highlighting. These are all pretty standard. And again, this is Ocean. What we are trying to give in this webinar is a jump start on RFT so that you get to know the concepts clearly, right? It has passed now. This execution is done. Now here, if you see the very first, second one is failure, it is in red. Now it is in green. So first one is you see a green tick mark. Second one you see a red tick mark. Not red, it's a red stop button. So first VP passed, second VP failed. So this is how RFT provides the results file. Okay, and one more information I would like to pass on to people is you might have noticed freeqamonitor.com as part of our registration process, or you might have received our mails. We provide, Softsmith Infotech is the sponsor of Open Mentor. We provide a complete test management product. It will have issue tracker, that's a bug tracker, test management, test cases, test execution, requirements management and traceability, and task tracker. You can have task allocated and timesheets. So all are integrated. Softsmith Infotech is providing this product. So for small to medium companies, it's absolutely free over the web. So if you have any request for that, and we have got demos and screenshots already there. We are receiving almost like 60 to 70 new registrations for demo. You can do a registration online and experiment this demo. This is in beta in terms of the new features. Stabilized features are available as permanent license features. So if you have got any interest, if your organization has got any interest, you can use this free QA monitor. This is one thing. And Southsmith Infotech provides to any company 1,000 virtual user tests in terms of load testing. So if your company requires either QA monitor or load test services, please contact murugaB@southsmith.com. So this person can help your organization, assist your organization in terms of the QA monitor product, using it, or load testing services from us. Okay, I would say and/or. Is this clear so far? Can you please raise your hands if this is clear so far? Good. A few questions have. There is one person who has asked a question called, how do you see recovery scenarios? This is Java. So what you need to do is, in Java, if you want to do something recovery scenario, it's like try catch block. I need to do a try. Okay, this is the try block. Okay, and then I need to do catch a catch block. Okay, so in RFT, the exception scenarios are like you can use try block and catch block. This will take care of exception handling within the code, as Java permits multiple catch blocks, right? So you can have this is Java syntax. Okay, so you can have any number of try catch blocks in this one. So this catch block will also have different exceptions like pop-up exceptions, script exceptions, everything. One of the questions is asked, do we really use verification points in real life project? Yes, obviously, because otherwise you will never get a pass or failed results. Yes. Someone is asking, can I test mainframe AS400 applications with RFT? You need to please contact IBM on that. There may be facilities you need to. And connecting to databases. This is Java. When you say this is Java, right? Java has got its own JDBC, ODBC driver. Through Java, JDBC, ODBC concepts, you can definitely connect to databases. But again, this is it will require a little bit of coding in that. Right? Anything specific to RFT? What is the uniqueness of RFT? As I said, we don't want to give any sales pitch or promotion pitch. Pure educational. You can visit the website. There they will say unique selling proposition. So that will be given by IBM's website. Reporting in RFT, again, as you saw, that the test log, that is a test report. That is the reporting type. There is a question called, there is something called run arguments. So if I go here and then say run, and there is something called run argument. Okay, a run argument meaning if you come over here, this is a Java program, right? Right now it doesn't have any arguments. I can have arguments over here, and I can pass arguments to this test main itself. So that is called the run arguments. Okay. If you lock our system and keep this running, now as I said, it needs to access. If you lock, again, the window goes off. So it needs to have the active window. There is one question, can we generate XML output in RFT? Again, you need to look at in this one whether you can have any export options available. So it is up to you can figure it out once you get into this, right? Reporting a defect is a separate area. This tool is doing the testing. So reporting a different thing is different aspect of it. Rational works with its own tool called ClearQuest, and you can even connect to Bugzilla also. Okay, there is one user who has given what is TPTP. He has answered test and performance tools platform. Thanks for the tip. Okay. And another question, how does it recognize the objects? Okay, good question. I'm happy that people have a lot of test automation hunger. Very good. Let me show you how it does. If I go here, there is something called private test object map. Okay, let me go here and then place an order. Okay, I double click. If you go to the private test object map and then double click, this is like object storage. Maybe like some tools call it as object repository, some tools called as GUI map, some tools call as include files or frames. Now here I want to add a particular product, right? Then there is something called add, insert an object. You click here, it shows a hand symbol. Now if you take this hand symbol, okay, now I take this hand symbol to this particular field, remember password. If you see on the right hand side test objects tree, this remember password checkbox is not there, right? I want to include it here. I click on it, it shows that. I say just the selected object or the siblings or all objects. I say just the selected object, click on it. Now you see here it is showing in blue. That means when it shows it is in blue, it means new. On the right hand side you don't see this check remember checkbox, whereas here it appears as new. If you see here, the way it is recognizing is the class name, the index, the accessible name, the internal name. The accessible name is something called what is visible on the screen. This name is something that it is internally using. This is the class, and this is the index. This is the first checkbox in that. And there is something called weight. Weight 100 means this property must mandatorily match. If there is a checkbox in that window, it should mandatorily match this. Any weight less than 100 is all optional. Okay, so a weightage is 100. That means it's a mandatory recognition property. A weight less than 100 is an optional recognition property. So this is how he uses class name, index, accessible name, and name, right? And it is now in, this is the object map. From this object map, I want to bring it to the right hand side. All you need to do is, there is something like add to script. There is an icon, add to script. If you click that, right, then there is a, I need to just check that out. Why? Select that object, add to script. Did you notice on the right hand side this remember password came? It is now appearing over here. So the way object recognition happens in RFT is through these recognition properties of accessible name, classes, index, etc. Good. So a lot of other questions do come, but they predominantly come from the same areas of database and nitty-gritties of this tool. I'm happy that many people attended this webinar. I hope this has been very useful to you. If it had been useful, please raise your hands. Oh, wow. Too many hands raising. Good. Very happy to assist all of you from openmentor.net. So again, this recorded webinar will be uploaded pretty soon. And as I said, you are welcome to go to free QA monitor and then register. You are welcome to come to this Softsmith testing blogspot, and then all the users are welcome to use our 1000 virtual user load test for your organization needs. Thanks a lot. With this, we will close this webinar. Thank you.